Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great day. I don't know if anybody else is going to join me. I invited Storm and Sarah, but we'll see how that goes. So, anyway, let me know what you guys are reading. And I figured throughout this we could do a couple questions. My first question is not necessarily like my question is, what is your favorite Christmas tradition that you do? It doesn't have to be like the big one or anything. Just maybe it's just like something small that you guys do or that you enjoyed that your family does. So let me know what that is. In the meanwhile, let's get into the comments. Kevin said, Happy Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas to you. And Emily said, Happy Christmas, one and all from Maine. So glad to be here with everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here. Esther said, Merry Christmas from Central New York, where it's sunny. I'm reading The Frozen River by Ariel Lawson. Nice. Were you disappointed you didn't have you sound excited from that. Were you disappointed that you didn't have a snowy Christmas? Just curious. Cajun said, I hope everyone is having a scrappy dappy Christmas. I'm reading Snowdrops at the Star and Sixpence, Star and Sixpence #1, which starts at Christmas. Very cool. And Emily said, I'm reading the new graphic novel I received today, Murder on the Orient Express. I love Agatha Christie and can't wait to see how well this compares to the novel. Very nice. Berta said, Happy holidays, everyone, and good evening from Berlin. I'm reading An Old-Fashioned Christmas Murder by Tracy Donnelly, book #1 in the German Bakery series tonight. That sounds delicious, actually. And Keaton said, Berta, that's what I plan on starting next. Oh, very nice. PK said, Merry Christmas, Lee. Merry Christmas to you, too. And Britta said, Cajun, so far I enjoy it. I hope you do, too, when you get to it. And Purple Rain Heart said, Merry Christmas from my part of Tennessee, where it's raining, reading Murder at the Beacon Bake Shop. Do you like that it's raining? I'm always curious about weather. Do you like that it's raining because it makes it kind of like, oh, stay inside a little bit more and be more cozy? Or would you rather have it been something else? Esther said, I'm glad that the sun is out. We have nothing but rain for days. Yeah, I know that feeling. Tina said, hello, y'all. Merry Christmas. We're about to have breakfast, so I won't be able to stick around. That's fine. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your breakfast. Let us know what you're having if you want to let us know before you leave. And PK said, I'm trying to decide what audiobook to settle on while I crochet my little heart out. I'm not sure what I'm in the mood for. Everything and so much to choose from, but what one? I feel the same exact way because I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books I want to finish before the end of the year, and I'm only like 5 minutes into one of them. So we'll see how that goes. Servasha said, Merry Christmas. I just got 3 books today. Going to start one today. Let us know what books you got. And Kiji said, one of my favorite Christmas traditions was my daddy telling the fruitcake story from when he was very young and tried to dispose of fruitcake without hurting the giver's feelings. So funny. It's funny you said that because my one cousin always buys me and my sister the same gift. And it's never something that I want. So it's always this like, while everybody's in like the craziness of handing out gifts, like I managed to slip it to her and she puts it in her bag. And then our other cousin got us both Starbucks gift cards, and my sister doesn't drink Starbucks. So it was like, again, like she's switching with me. So I get that one. And Kim said, Merry Christmas, starting A Holy Vengeance by Maureen Ash, raining here in Columbus, Georgia. So maybe the South has the rain right now. PK said, we've been in the 40s, 50s for the past few weeks, but got snow yesterday, Saturday, and this morning it was 10 degrees, back to the 40s tomorrow. Okay, nice little break there. Nadine said, Merry Christmas. I'll be reading Jupiter's Bones by Faye Kellerman, #11, Peter Decker / Rena Lazarus series. Definitely not a Christmas read, but a book I want to finish by January. There you go. Storm said, I'm trying to get there. Oh, stupid computer. It's when you get here, it's all good. Oh, my sister's probably texting me. You want to go for a workout? No, I don't. PK said, new releases tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. New Anna Dean, Histmas, and the sequel to Divine Rivals. But today, not sure. And it's funny you said the Histmas because I had no idea what that meant. And then Storm said historical mystery. And I was like, oh, now I get it. It makes sense. I don't know why I thought it was some sort of like, some sort of like Norwegian tradition or something. I don't even know what I thought. Tina said, I don't know if it's a Christmas tradition, but typically our stockings don't have any real presents in them. It's just candy. So that's very interesting because growing up, that's all we ever had in our stockings was candy. And it wasn't until I think like high school that I heard people got presents in their stocking. And I always thought that was weird because that was just never a tradition we had. It was always candy. Cajun said, raining west of Atlanta too. That's why I came back home yesterday to beat the rain while driving because that does suck. Yeah. Shavasha said, it's in the 50s here in Pittsburgh, so very warm for Christmas for us. A fun fact, I would love to live in Pittsburgh. When I say that out loud, people from Pittsburgh are always like, why? But I've been there a few times and I really like it there. And that is really nice weather for there too. Esther said, the only tradition I continue is putting up the ceramic tree she made in the 60s. My mom made one of those too, and it still goes up every year. Emily said, getting books was always the best tradition at Christmas. That was the best thing anytime you got a book too. I agree. Vicky said, I'm doing a readathon in January for historical mysteries, midwinter Histmas, and trying to encourage awareness of them. I'm glad that like saying historical mysteries and Histmas, because I didn't get that at first, but then I was kind of like, oh, okay. And I actually think I have a book that I can use for that one too. So that'll be fun. Cav said, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Jim's here. He said, I'm reading Wuthering Heights. Is in this Georgia, former USSR, Christmas is the 7th of January. Okay. So is that kind of like the, maybe I'm wrong, is that kind of like the Orthodox Christmas? I know my friend is from Greece and she celebrates an Orthodox Christmas, so I'm not sure if that's the same. Purple Rain said, Lee, I would rather it snow because it makes Christmas complete, but it doesn't snow in December in Tennessee. It waits until February. I also do feel like the seasons have shifted a little bit. To me, winter is more like, just because of even the temperatures, like January, February, March, then I still consider like December part of fall at this point. And Kim said, we had nuts and fruits in my stocking growing up. Oh, that's very cool. It's funny you said nuts because I don't know why all my family kept talking about last night was pistachios. I don't know why. Esther said, for me, it was candy, nuts, and an orange at the toe. Oh, that's cool too. That's cool. Kim said, I love historical mysteries. And Cajun said, candy in the stocking here too. And Storm said, oh, that reminds me, PK, I need to post that in Killing Time with Cozies about the historical mystery readathon. We would receive a book each Christmas too. It was a big deal. I usually got a new Hardy Boys or Old Mother West Wind. I got a lot of Hardy Boys too growing up. I like that. Nadine said I would get fruit candy and then maybe a coloring book and a new box of crayons in my stocking. Yes, I remember quite a few times getting like the crayons. And if I could see that like the stocking was like bursting, I was like, yes, it's the 64 pack. So coloring books were probably on the side. I don't know. But I do remember stuff like that. So you guys are bringing out all the good memories too. I like that. So if I think about one that I enjoyed, so recently, I thought because of just financial reasons and some people in the family can't afford things, that I would rather I just enjoy the experience of being together as a family. However, my sister wants to be all about the presents. So that's kind of our little debate back and forth right now about what we should do going forward. She'll probably win, but we'll see. Storm said we always had candy, nuts, one orange, and one apple, and one lemon, and then a small toy. Now that you guys are saying it, I'm maybe thinking we did have like an orange or maybe like a tangerine, nectarine, whatever they are, in the bottom. So maybe that is sounding familiar now that you're saying that. PK said we would get an orange in the stocking too. There you go. Esther, 64 pack was a treasure. Yes, it absolutely was. That was like, we're doing good this year. We're going to do good this year. Cass said, a favorite tradition for me is decorating outdoor trees for the animals and birds with edible goodies. They haven't done that in a couple of years. I've never heard of that, but that sounds really cool. Like, I wouldn't have even thought about that, but that is very cool. Purple Reinhardt said, speaking of pistachios, our family Christmas get together, a family member brought macaroons spelling, and no one wanted to try the pistachio one. Oh my god, I love pistachio. Even as a kid, I think it was weird that I always loved pistachio ice cream, and that was, I don't know, considered an adult flavor, I guess, but I always loved pistachio. And that's what my younger cousin was saying. He was like, I know why. Somebody had made coquito, which is like a Puerto Rican drink, and Marcus was telling a story about how he had a customer that would always bring in a pistachio coquito for him. And then that's when they started talking about, I love pistachios. And then we had something else pistachio there too. I don't remember what. Cajun said, this is so sweet at Cav. I love that idea. I do too. Yeah. Merry Christmas. I celebrated the 12 days of Christmas up until the Epiphany, January 6th. Stocking, candy, nuts, and Christmas pin. Very, very cool. All right. Oh, sorry. Hold on one second. Esther said, we are kindred spirits, pistachio ice always. Even from David's Tea in the fall, I was getting a pistachio ice cream tea, and that was so delicious. I didn't like, to me, that was like a treat, like it was a dessert for it. So I need to get more of those again. Storm said, not a pistachio fan, but that was always a pudding made during the holidays. I've seen a lot of people have that too. At Cajun, I got the idea from a book when my daughter was little. Great ideas come from books. That is very, very true. I don't know for some reason why it's 12:12 right now and we're caught up on comments. So I'm going to say, let's start a sprint right now. Whether you're reading, doing something productive, making breakfast, whatever you're doing. So let's do that. And we'll do that to the top of the hour. PK said, oh, and peppermint ice cream. I forgot to get it. I used to get a Friendly's one, and it was Friendly's brand, and it had like little bits of peppermint in it too. I really love that. So before we start our sprint, let's say hi to Sarah, who just showed up. Merry Christmas.
There we go. I am so sorry. I just looked at the time and went ding, ding, ding.
Can't hear you. Piggy said, thank you, Lee, for doing sprints. Okay, we'll go to sprints. Sarah's going to figure out her sound issue, and we'll be back at the top of the hour. Happy reading. So how'd you guys do on that sprint?
Can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to restart.
Okay. So Sarah will restart. How did you guys do? I am listening to Never Lie by Frida McFadden. It is a thriller, so not very Christmassy for today. I was thinking about picking up Bright Lights Big Christmas by Mary Kay Andrews, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like jumping into it right now. So let me get back up in the comments so we can get back into it. You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Sometimes we have stuff to do on Christmas. Sometimes we don't. So it's nice that we can all get together right now. Oh, you could hear her. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. When she comes back, maybe I'm the one that needs to restart. Barbara said, hi, everyone. Merry Christmas. Oh, you know what? I wonder when she comes back, I think I know what the problem is. I think I had my computer on mute. I'm an idiot. All right. Let's see when she comes back. I'm sorry. It's probably me. Barbara says, does anyone remember the Bonanza books based on the TV show? I know of the TV show, but I never watched it. Shannon said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Sneaking in before the in-laws show up for brunch, reading a Jessica Fletcher, Murder, She Wrote, A Yuletide Murder. Merry Christmas. Danielle said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. PK Sarah. All right, hold on. Sarah's back first. Oh, Storm's here for, oh my gosh, I'm wrong. And now Sarah.
All right, can you hear me now?
Okay, so people in the comments said they could hear you. I think I had my computer on mute.
Oh. I'm restarting anyway, and I'm on my phone, so it's all good. Okay. I just can't read the comments, which is fine because that's not my job today anyway.
There you go. Yeah, and I heard Storm right away, and then they said they could hear you. I'm like, okay, it was me. It wasn't. How are you guys doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Finally got yourself up and working, Storm.
Yeah, I just had to restart it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it do its thing. And I went downstairs and fixed me and Dad something for lunch. And then come back up here and I'm like, see if it'll work. And it worked. And I'm like, yay.
Nice. Yay, it's a Christmas miracle.
Exactly. I had to wear my shirt since it's the last time I could wear it.
There you go. I was looking for another Christmas shirt. I wore all of my Christmas shirts, but then I wore Top Gun, which might seem weird, but yesterday on the way down to my aunt's and back, we were listening to like the ultimate 80s playlist on Spotify, and Highway to the Danger Zone was playing, and we were very into the song, so I figured it was kind of appropriate. So.
There you go. That works.
Well, my dad was like, I can't find the ultimate Christmas movie, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you wanting to watch? And he's like, Die Hard.
Of course.
I saw Maisie Yates post on Instagram. She's like, Die Hard is the original Hallmark movie. It's a man going to reunite with his wife, his estranged wife, in a big city, and terrorists.
Very true. Very true.
Something dramatic happens because, that always happens.
Has to happen. Right? Very true. What are you guys reading today?
I am bound and determined to finish I heard a fly buzz when I died.
Yes, that's it.
I had so many plans to finish so many like e-arcs, and this one is holding me up. And I'm like, ugh. And that it kind of prompted me whenever today whenever I get it uploaded, my January TBR is going to come out. And I put on there that I don't care if it's a favorite series or if it's an e-arc. I don't care if I don't like it. I'm putting it to the side because by golly, this is about to drive me crazy because I liked the first one more than the second one. And I'm like, I should have just put it to the side too, like I did the other one. But I kept, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get through it. And I am 90% into this thing. I am going,
She is determined, damn it.
I am. And I may have skimmed a little bit.
A little bit there. It's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. What about you, Sarah? What are you listening to?
I am reading. I am cross-stitching, but I'm like stitching for a bit, then taking a break to read, because if not, your shoulder and stuff starts to hurt, right? If you're doing too much. So I am reading. I'm on chapter 3. I'm about to start chapter 3 of this 5 Gold Rings by Kristen Bailey that I started yesterday. I thought, oh, this is going to be such a sweet little romance. Yeah, no, it's adult.
Uh-oh.
The first chapter in, the first page, and she catches her boyfriend in the shower with a girl in a very compromising position.
Oh, okay.
And the male lead is actually a stripper to earn extra cash. Yeah.
Of course.
As one does. So, you know what, though? I'm enjoying it. It's funny. So that's what I want. As long as I'm enjoying it, that's all that matters. So, yeah. So
I know you've been slumpy, so if it's helping you.
If it gets me out of my slump, good enough.
Exactly.
Good enough. Yep.
Exactly. All right, let's get back into some comments here. PK said, Sarah, I might be giving 5 Gold Rings by Kristen Bailey a try. Per your update, I thought I was in the mood for a good old Christmas murder, but maybe a rom-com to get me through the afternoon.
It is a rom-com for sure.
Okay.
It's just adult.
I just added second skein of yarn of 6. Forward progress being made. It's teal-colored velvet. First time I'm using it.
Ooh.
Nice. Pat said, good afternoon, everyone. Merry Christmas. Not reading right now. Getting ready for our Christmas lunch with friends. Right? Merry Christmas.
Well, I forgot to say I'm also listening to Juniper's Christmas. That's my Christmas book. So I'm kind of hoping to try to get this one done today too, since it's Christmas. But I'm almost halfway through it.
Nice.
So far, it's okay. It's a middle grade.
Yeah. Jim said, Christmas is forgiving. Don't forget to give the like button a boop. Thank you very much, Jim. And right below that we have Pat. Don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you both very much. That said, last night I started listening to Tightrope by Amanda Quick. Today watching season 6 of Outlander on Stars. Nice. Amy said, happy holidays, everyone. Popping in to say hello. Family is at my house, and I'm making a dinner, so I won't be reading, but wanted to send my love. Happy reading. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you. I am reading The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Nakasakawa.
That sounds interesting.
Hold on, I got caught up there on my it went up. That's just another goose. How about this weather? I can hear Sarah. I can see her. It was me, guys. I had it on mute yesterday, and I know why. Because Sarah played the good Christmas music, but I was trying to listen to my audiobook, so one was distracting me from the other, so I muted it. And then I forgot to unmute it because my brother came over, and he's like, come on, we got to go. You're always making us late. And we had to go pick up a cake by 2:30, and then they made fun of me. Oh, she's road raging before we go pick up the cake, but you think it's going to get better after we pick up the cake, but it's not. She's only going to get worse. So I had to prove them wrong. I had to maintain some level of not flipping out on the road after we got the cake.
So you're driving there like this, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm like digging my hands in. I'm like, can you play a different song? Because, there's also songs that are going to get you like hyped up, like Highway to the Danger Zone and, anything by Guns N' Roses. So I'm like, can we skip past these? Because it's just going to enrage me more. So
she's listening to Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy and she's driving.
I was just like, no. Okay, since you got to 58%. Very nice. Purple Rain, red, 37 pages. And said up to page 274 on Wuthering Heights. I like Frida McFadden. Her stories have a lot of twist. So far, I'm just very early. I did read one by her recently, and then this one, there was a little twist, but it's not one that I didn't expect. But we're still early on. Neil said I read 33 pages. Very nice. Barbara, I'm working until 2. Woohoo, double time. Hey, that always works.
Right?
Gotta work, get paid the double time. Oops.
Yeah, my brother has to work today. He works at a chicken farm or whatever. He kind of helps with the mechanics and do all that kind of stuff and things like that. And my dad's like, "You have to work," and I said, "Chickens don't take holidays, Dad."
That's true. True.
And my brother's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Plus, if you're getting paid, who cares? That's some
Mhm.
people need the money. A lot. We all need the money. Cajun said, also made the last of my pumpkin spice hot chocolate. That sounds really good.
Ooh.
I can hear Sarah too. I finished my first Hoopla listen, The Rhythm of Magpies by Marty Wingate. Love this author and was excited to get started on this series.
Yay. I like Marty Wingate too.
Nice. Britta said, finished my book, 4 stars, and moved on to book number 2 in the German Bakery series, On the Eve of Murder. For me, it's always funny seeing the German words in books written in English. Barbara, I'm also listening to A Christmas Carol.
Nice.
And Nadine said, I've been enjoying seeing all of the 2024 goals and plans videos. Me too. I love this, like this time for that.
Agreed.
When we're all feeling optimistic and fresh about a new year, you know.
And then you see somebody else's and you're like, oh, I should add that to mine.
Does that not keep happening? I'm like, no, stay away.
Yeah. You don't need another list of goals.
I keep doing the same thing. PK said, I think I stopped watching Outlander around season 4. I just don't enjoy the actress playing Brianna.
Mm.
Oh, is Brianna the like little redheaded one or? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm remembering correctly.
Because I've only seen I think the first couple of seasons, so that's why I'm trying to
remember who it was.
Yeah.
Storm, do we have scavenger hunt picks for January?
I was prepared. I saw that coming. I was prepared. Okay, so unless Tiffany changes the order of things, because I haven't got to talk to her because she's family in.
Mm-hmm.
But I put January 7th is the last is the last discussion for the Southern Sewing Circle, in case anybody wants to know that. And that's patterned after death. And then Sunday, January 14th, I have read a book from a series you are close to finishing. I get you to those goals right off the bat. See?
Yep.
And then Sunday, January 21st, orange on the cover.
Orange on the cover.
Oh, nice.
I knew it was a color. I couldn't remember what though. Sincerely, I channeled you yesterday. Traffic was zipping along about 80 miles an hour, and then there we were, 2 cars, one in each lane, doing about 65, and not enough room to get between to pass. I dealt with a lot of that yesterday. Yeah. So I feel you. Esther said, I'm done with Christmas. That's why I jumped into a historical mystery.
That works.
Yeah. I think sometimes that has a lot to do with the fact that we're talking about Christmas on November 1st. It's just people get worn out of it.
This one was an an audio arc that I had, and so I'm listening to the audio arc, but it already come out because it came out on October 31st, which I thought was a weird time for a Christmas.
Right?
Come out.
That is weird.
Halloween. And so I just hadn't got to it, and I'm like, it's like Christmas time. I need to get it done, so I just started listening to it. But I've been listening to historical mysteries and all these other things. I haven't really been doing too much Christmas. After I got done with my Debbie Maycomer, I was like, okay, I'm done. Everything else is like something besides Christmas.
The other thing I was talking to my aunt about, and those of us who are in a more northern type climate, winter hasn't even started yet. We've still got months and months and months of cold, dark, snowy days. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Christmas is like that one bit of light, with people's decorations and something to look forward to, but it's over. Like I said to my aunt today, I said, the Christians, they might get mad, but can we just move his birthday just a few months to like late February?
There you go. Just when it's starting to get light again.
Yeah, we need that little bit of like enjoyment in the true dark of winter. Now I know 2,000 years ago, it was a lot different, right? Like 20 years ago, we had.
We need to
snow
come
this
up with
time of year.
a new holiday for winter.
We do, like just lightness or something. I don't know. Something that people have to put decorations out for.
There you go.
Can we make it
Merry
Valentine's?
Merry Lightness. Put your decorations back
There
up.
you
so
go.
we can see them.
Well, also too, if you live in a place that's cold, who wants to go down and take all these decorations down right now?
A lot of them do end up staying up for a good part of the year, right? Or a good part of the winter, at least in our area.
I remember we had one year where it snowed and snowed, and like we had like 3 feet of snow, and then 2 days later we got a foot of snow, and you just couldn't dig yourself out. Like literally on Easter, people were taking down their Christmas decorations.
Yeah, exactly.
There was just like no other time to do it.
And I always love saying to Garrett, like, "Oh my God, there's a dead Santa on the lawn." It's those inflatable ones. They're like, poor
Yeah,
Santa.
like those inflatables, they're so cool, they're cute and everything, but it's like as soon as it gets too cold or whatever, they all
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one we drove past the other day. Oh, what's the snowman? Garrett and I couldn't figure out if it was from Rudolph or Frosty, but he's the guy with the green vest on. Do you know the one from the Claymation, one of those shows?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So someone has one in their front lawn that is, I'm not kidding you, 2 stories tall.
Wow.
It goes up to their roof. And I said, now you're just being mean to your neighbors.
Right.
Now you're just being obnoxious.
Yeah, it's like, because which way is it going to fall down? Is it going to fall on your neighbor's house? Or is it...
Right, exactly.
My cousin's boyfriend was telling us about how across the street from him, like diagonally across the street, there's somebody who has their whole house done up, full on Griswolds, this and that.
Oh, really?
And then that his next door neighbor, the one that lives right next to him, called the cops on him and asked if he could turn off his porch light because it's too bright. And her boyfriend was like, "Can you see across the street? Like they're lighting the entire neighborhood, and my one porch light is bothering her." But I get it though. It's like that's going to be the one thing.
Yeah, of course.
Kim said, "I watched my favorite Disney life vloggers and read one chapter in my book." Well, that's very productive.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you watch as your Disney life vloggers? I'm curious. Nadine said, "Thank you, Storm." Purple Rain said, "All I know is that when I get out on the road, if I see those logging trucks or anything with objects sticking out, it's a no for me. I slow down or get far away. Remember Final Destination."
I'm just saying, we've all seen Final Destination.
He said, "I can't find the Discord for Killing Time with Cozies." I could probably put it in like the description of this afterward because I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, everyone was still doing Halloween. Yeah, if you still got your whole bag of Halloween candy that you're going through, we're not Christmasing yet. We're still post Halloweening.
See, that's why white lights work so well because you can do white lights and oh look, it's Halloween. Oh, now it's Christmas.
True.
I was at Old Navy yesterday buying my new coat, and all their stuff out was Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
it's that too in the comments.
It's Christmas Eve. We didn't even do New Year's yet.
Right? Let's just skip over that entirely.
One of my friends has like his outline of his house is done with lights, but it's like on an app where you could change it for any holidays. Like 4th of July, you could do red, white, and blue. You could do red and green. He could change it up for whatever. I thought that's pretty cool because and you could also just do white. So just year round, if there's no holiday, you could just have white lights for the
super pretty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Okay, he said, "So far, my only goal for 2024 is to read more nonfiction and fantasy books. Keep it simple." There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to put out like a basic goals video because, like, I mean, I did a couple of videos on like some main big goals, but they're still like the other like things.
Yeah. Esther said, "Sarah, 50 here and sunny."
Yeah, sunny out right now.
Barbara said, "I got $200 in Amazon gift cards. People are like, what do you want to get? Duh, books and snacks."
Hello. That's awesome.
I like it.
Yeah. I got my brother to get my dad something because I like told him, I said, okay, every time we go for a walk in Walmart, Dad's like, that is so cool. That is so cool. And it was only like $15. And he's like, I like that. So I said, I said, it's over here in this section. It's right there.
There you go. We got to clean it out. Here you go.
Yeah, because it's like, I know, like, my brother's not very good at gift giving anyway. So it's like, there it is. It's right there. And Dad unwrapped it and he's like, oh, I wanted this. I'm like, see, I told you.
How did you know?
I told him, I told you it was something that you said, yeah, but I pointed out a couple things, so I didn't know.
That's funny. That's cute, though, too.
That's adorable.
My husband was opening his gifts for my sister yesterday, and like he opens the box and there was a few things in there, and he's like, "Oh, somebody's been talking to their sister," and pulled out slippers because he's been wearing my slippers for like a year and a half, and I'm like, "They're not community slippers. Like, get your own." So she got him some, and he was like, "Oh, I know who you've been talking to."
That's hilarious.
And then they started laughing. My little cousin started laughing because I was like, "Yes, I got exactly what I wanted. My mom bought me 6 soup spoons." And that's because for some reason in the house with 2 people, we've lost all of our soup spoons and only have soup spoons. So I was like, I need soup spoons. So it was what I wanted.
Oh,
My dad got me one of those. I think he just, because he thought it was cool more than anything. But because I've been doing a little bit of canning stuff and thinking about doing some like dehydrating, because we do have a dehydrator, we just never use it. And so there's one of those you see it advertised. Maybe it's a little electric, or you have to charge it up by your computer, and then you stick it over the top of your can, and it like vacuum seals or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And stuff.
I was going to tell you later, Storm, that I did wind up getting an electric pressure canner for Christmas.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have to wait for it to come on Friday, but then I will start my canning. Of what yet, I don't know, but
Santa said that was too expensive.
Yeah.
Santa's getting
It was a little too expensive, but
that's what I really wanted, but yeah. I got this other thing instead.
No, it still works. Like any of that stuff, any food preservation stuff.
How you know you're an adult when this is the stuff you get excited to get at Christmas?
Spoons and a pressure canner. That's like
it was like the first year I got a set of pots and pans for Christmas. I was like,
yes,
I'm officially an adult.
Yeah, exactly. I go last year my mom got us new sheets, like a new comforter and a new sheets and all that. Sounds good to me.
You're like, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sad. But it's not even sad because it's what she wanted. So
That's right.
Mm-hmm. PK said there's already Valentine's Day stuff in the stores. Yeah. Like, where's the discount on the Christmas stuff? Like, where are we with that? Like,
well, it's already gone. Forget it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Cajun said, I think I'm sticking with Christmas books until the 1st or maybe the 6th, end of Advent, whenever I feel like I've had enough. There you go.
That's because you had like this gigantic list to get through. So
That's very true too. Very true too. Nadine said, Sarah, you mentioned a Christmas Rimmer category book that sounded very cute, and I looked it up. Well, I hope you were happy because now I'm down the Christmas Rimmer rabbit hole. Once again, Sarah, it's your fault.
Well, I'll take the blame.
There you go.
He's like, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim pointed out, yes, Chinese New Year is more in the middle of winter. Chinese New Year 2024 will fall on Saturday, February 10th, 2024.
And it's the year of the dragon.
And they do a lot of fun, like lights and all that. That's very lit up type of thing too. Yeah.
They have all the decorations out at our Walmart for Chinese New Year, and they have these cute like dragon stuffed animals. I'm like, I want one. Garrett bought one of those cats that does the hand thing,
waving hand thing. Yeah.
And he's one of the ones that he their son, like they moved because of the sun. You know what I'm talking about, right? Solar power.
Yeah.
And he wants to stick it in the dashboard of the car. Because why not?
First time I think my husband saw the cat with the thing, and he goes, "Oh, that's so cute." I'm like, they're literally in every nail salon you've ever gone to. And
yeah, I saw it on Saturday when I was at the nail salon.
I'm like, they're always in there. Tim the Tracker. Okay, I know who he is. And I got $300 in retirement gifts, and my first thought was books. Well, of course it is. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Nadine said, my number one goal for 2024 is to DNF quicker. I completely agree with you. Completely agree.
I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm. Monica said, "Merry Christmas, Lee, Storm, and Sarah, and everyone. I hope their day is blessed." Well, Merry Christmas to you too, Monica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Community slippers. Yeah, so you ever have that? Like growing up in our house, we had that like one hoodie that somebody had, but then like they just hung it on the post, and somebody used it to run out to the car, and then it just became like a community jacket. Like everybody wore it.
Dad's jackets are near the door sometimes.
Now it's like
go outside.
Anyone can wear it. Esther said, "What books did people get for Christmas? Did you guys get any books for Christmas?"
No.
I didn't either.
Well, I got one from my secret elf, but that's it.
Yes, I can say that. Yes.
Those still count.
And I mean, Garrett and I are not exchanging gifts, financial reasons. My mom got me a Starbucks gift card, but tomorrow when we go to my brother's. Oh, nice.
There you go. Nice. I like it.
So I don't know. Usually my aunt is good for some cash. So
that's turned into books right there.
That's right. And it will probably be ebooks because it's just easier.
I'm thinking that I'm going to probably go like thrifting on like the first, like January, do my fresh. It's January now. I got to go shopping. All right.
There you go.
My family thinks I have too many books, so
mine too.
It's like the meme I saw. It's not that you have too many books. You have too little shelf space. There's a big difference.
That's very true. Agent said, "True, Storm, and even if I go to the 6th, there will be books left on that list. I guess it's a start for Christmas in July." There you go.
Or just Christmas book in the middle of April for the heck of it.
Whenever you feel like it.
Yep.
Tina said, "Hey, y'all, I'm back. How was your breakfast? What did you have?" Purpin said, "I'm one of those people who has family that know I'm a reader but get other things. Me and you are the same people because they're like, oh, it's such a hassle to go get a book. Like, what do you have to go to like the gates of hell and make your way through to get the book? It's like you could go into
people. That is a correct yes.
I don't know how many times we walked around Walmart and I kept pointing to the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Because I lost mine a long time ago that my mom had got me. And I'm like, I really need to get another How the Grinch Stole Christmas book. How many times I went by that? But did he get it?
No.
Nope. Happens all the time. Agent said, "No actual books, but several Amazon gift cards, so books will be forthcoming during the year." Right. And that's what I say. Those are the best gifts because you could buy whatever book you want all year long. You use the gift card and you think back on the person who gave it to you and you're like, oh, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. So,
My brother's like, I didn't have the money to get you something. I'll get you something later. Usually he gets me an Amazon card or whatever, but I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
I just wanted him to get Dad something, so I hinted.
Exactly. That's the thing, right? Like, we're at a stage where we'll buy it if we can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Tina said, "Books are typically the only thing I ask for Christmas. I did get in the yarn and my stuff. I got Cozy Mysteries and a Nora Roberts book." Well, you did very well, Tina.
Fantastic.
Nice. Kim said, "I want to find some good used bookstores around Atlanta to use my money."
Yeah. Nice.
Epilogues says, "I was born in the year of the dragon. Cannot wait for next year." I knew there'd be a lot of people that'd be excited for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what mine is. I don't look at that
I don't know what mine is either.
I know it's not I know mine's not the dragon. That's all I know.
I think I might be the year of the rat.
I'm probably like a turtle or something like that.
I'm sorry. I'm a goat.
The goat. Okay. Well, the greatest of all time. There you go.
What year are you, Storm?
What year I'm born?
Yeah.
1975.
Sorry?
75.
1975.
75. Okay. I thought you said something. You're the year of the rabbit. What about you, Lee?
77.
I knew I'd be a little critter.
Snake.
It fits perfect because I'm in Slytherin. See, it all works
out. It all comes together.
Yeah, there you go. He said, Steve isn't the greatest about doing gifts, so I've learned to gift myself. This year I gifted myself the Kindle Scribe and 3 sleeves from Happy Go Lovely Book Sleeves. Well, that was just a fantastic and generous, thoughtful gift you got yourself. I like it.
That's great. He picked some good stuff.
Dad lets me buy a lot of thrift store finds that I find a lot, so he gets me he'll
That
take
way.
me to the Finicky Fox, the one that's a little bit farther away, and lets me get books. So then I'm not Christmas. I wasn't too worried because I got a whole bunch of books. So
There you go. There you go. Kaden said, my stepmother gave me the cutest figurine of a cat sitting up on her hind legs reading a book. I just love it. It was perfect for me. That's very sweet. That's very cute. Very great. Tina said, LOL, this month I had to throw out almost all of my shelves because of mold. So I have nowhere to put my books that I got for Christmas.
oh no.
That sucks. That sucks.
A friend of mine moved into their new house. That's kind of like their big Christmas present. They got a new house.
That's Christmas present.
Well, that's pricey.
Yeah, she showed all of her the only stuff she had really because they just moved in. But she carefully brought because she collects nutcrackers, so she carefully brought all of her nutcrackers. So that was basically their decorations, as all her nutcrackers were like sitting out and stuff. Because she goes, they ain't carrying. That goes in the car with me. She wouldn't trust in nobody with her nutcracker collection.
Very true.
She's got like probably 55 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and so she's like, until Christmas is over, this is good enough and everything. And then they'll have to start unpacking. They haven't even started really unpacking a lot of it. So.
But you put the nutcrackers out. You're celebrating Christmas right now, and then you can do that.
Yep. Exactly.
Barbara asked, is anyone going to the Barnes & Nobles for the half-price hardback sale? Purple asked, when is that? Barbara said, people say to me, you're so hard to shop for. I say, no, I am not. You know where the liquor store is. Even said, Kim, not sure where in ATL, but there is a very good used bookstore in Powder Springs. Barbara said it's on the 26th.
I would like to go to Springfield and see their used bookstores, but that's like an hour away, so it's like.
I just want to clarify: is the book sale on December 26th, like tomorrow, or January 26th?
I think it's probably tomorrow.
Okay, I wasn't.
It makes more sense. It would be tomorrow because people have Christmas cash and gift cards to spend.
That's very true. That's very true.
I was gonna say I couldn't go to a store. I'd have to do it online because
it would be very difficult for me as well. So.
We don't have a Barnes and Noble.
So we had one very close to me. They shut it down, and they were so excited about putting a Chick-fil-A over there.
Okay.
It is now a Meridian Health Center. So they didn't even make the Chick-fil-A, and you took away a great bookstore. So,
Typical.
Yeah, we have the closest big box store type thing that we have for books is Books A Million.
Okay. I have to check out some more bookstores. PK is the year of the horse.
Oh, cool.
Nadine is a goat.
Nice.
And Kim is a snake. Purple Rain said, how long is the Barnes & Noble sale? They haven't posted any books yet. Legion said, I'm the year of the tiger, somewhat appropriate since I'm basically a big cat.
I mean, the year of the tiger, that sounds so cool. The year of the rabbit.
Doesn't
I
sound
looked up Garrett's. His is the year of the dragon as well.
There you go. I'm asked Cajun, I'm in Columbus. What's the name? I had cousins that grew up in Powder Springs. All right, we are at the stopping point of comments, so let's go into another sprint to the top of the hour, if that's okay.
Yep, and I'm going to log back on my computer.
Perfect. It was my fault. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I got to go get wood in.
See you guys in a bit.
How did you guys do?
I didn't get a whole lot of reading done, but I did get Wood in and fed Rascal and let him run around a little bit.
Nice.
I also
did wardrobe change. Still got grim. My sweater was getting kind of hot with the Santa hat on, so I had to switch.
Change it up.
Even though it's like 35 outside, and it started sleeting on me when it was outside, and I'm like, wait,
Really?
it is not supposed to be doing that. It is not in the forecast. So, what's going on there? And it got me some coffee.
Nice. What about you, Sarah?
We're still talking about it. I didn't get any reading done actually because I had my lunch, which was a Caesar salad from the fridge, and Garrett and I were discussing dinner because we failed to realize that we're going to need dinner tonight. The other day when we were at the grocery store, so we're trying to figure out what.
Happens all the time.
And I'm like, traditional Christmas McDonald's, it's going to be.
I was gonna say, and I don't know about where you guys are, but some of the fast food places here are like closed on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everything is. We had to, because Garrett's addicted. We had to drive a good 20 minutes to hit a Tim Hortons for him to get his tea this morning. I'm like, you know what? You can make it home. Tea.
I just said to Marcus, I was like, I'm almost out of iced tea. You know that means somebody has to run and go get me more, right? Like he's like, well, what if this store? I was like, oh no, all the stores I like are closed. He's like 7-Eleven. I'm like, that works fine.
Oh yeah, that's the 7-Elevens are open, and we have a drugstore called Shoppers Drug Mart. They are always open because you never know if you might need medication.
Yeah, we have
right. But I love that's never who goes in there. It's like, crap, I forgot a gift for my wife. What do you have?
Right. It's never like I need my heart medicine and I've got to go right now. You know.
Right. No. It's ooh, look, I'm going to say something very inappropriate there, but I'm not going to say it.
Very true.
But yeah, we were just on like Uber Eats and stuff, and Garrett was like looking this morning. He's like, "Oh, it says that this place is open." I said, "Garrett, people don't update their websites. You got to actually go and look." You know.
So I told Dad. I said he wanted to go to Hardee's this morning, and I said, "I don't think it's open, Dad. I'm pretty sure on their holiday hours they were closed on Christmas." Mm-hmm. He's like, "I'm like, I know. Make your own coffee. It'll be fine." I made my own tea. He can make his own coffee.
We had to go more into the city to find anything because it's more diverse out there. So there's more chances of something being open. Like it's called the Pacific Mall, and it's like a Chinese mall, and it is open. It never closes. Like it's considered to be a tourist attraction. Right. So yeah. But I said, I'm not driving all the way out there to get a designer handbag.
Right. True.
We just need chicken for dinner or something.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, I'm sure. If not, there is macaroni and cheese in the cupboard.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
How did you do, V?
Yeah.
Oh, we chit-chatted. Marcus made a sort of a brunchy breakfast of hash browns, sausage, and eggs.
Ooh.
So, and I'm still continuing in Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I'm at the point in this book where I'm like, is everyone crazy, or is everybody just innocently naive to everything? You know what I mean? Because it's like, you can't be that stupid. You have to be playing along, I don't know. We'll see.
That's so she can get you with the twist whenever.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, but I like that because I'm like, okay, are the twists going to happen? Because like, what's going to be the twist? So yeah, that's it. So
she seems to be very popular. Like I had never heard of her until like the Housemaid, I think it is, that I read. And now it's like every time Frida McFadden. Yeah. And I'm like, I never even heard of her before. And all of a sudden it's like, boom.
I think, she got really popular.
She better just enjoy that while she can, because
exactly, because they could turn on you in a second.
Yep. one bad book and then it's downhill.
That's it. That's what when people are saying, "Oh, the Riley Sager book," I'm like, don't care. Yeah. Red flags, not going back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like every time I see a new Christina Henry book, I'm like, it sounds so good and that looks so good, but no.
But you're like, no, I've been down this road before, and I'm not going back.
Yep.
Mhm.
See, Hannah popped in. Hi, we just got done opening gifts. Now I'm here to read. What are you reading?
Mhm.
Kim said Atlanta is about 1.5 hours away, but I have family there. And Cajun said the Bookworm right downtown. And
Nice.
Kim said she'll check it out. Thank you, Barbara. December 26th, they post the day of for the
The
Mars
Finicky
Book.
Fox would be like Sarah's like playground, because there's like this one like vendor that has like all the Blaze, I think, and
Ooh.
everything. So I'm like, and they're like $1.50. And so I'm like, she'd be like, oh, look, I need that one, that one, that one.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's coming with her list and go down, you know.
We were at thrift store yesterday and I pulled some books off the shelf, and like Garrett's now looking with me, like I've kind of trained him on what I'm, low numbers, this is what a category looks like, and he's like pulling some off the shelves, and I'm like, I put them back and walked away because I'm like, my room is such a mess right now. It needs to be, that's step one. And then I can worry about, maybe getting more stuff down the road. But
I really
You're
need
walking
to
away.
work on my room that I want my library to be in, because it is such a mess. But it's like I don't know what to do with everything. I'm
I
like,
know.
okay, first off, Dad and some of my cousins and everything built this house while I was off playing around in Germany at the time. So, I mean, I can't complain a whole lot, but I'm like, guys, did you not think we need storage space? Anything?
They don't think about that.
There was no closets. There was no pantry. There is no, I mean, there's no storage space for anything.
Guys don't think like that.
No, that they do
work,
not.
a work shed for themselves, and other than that, no.
No shelves in the bathroom. I had to make him go and build a shelf so we could at least put our towels on something. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
no
where am I
kidding.
supposed to put stuff on that?
We talked yesterday briefly, Garrett and I, about renting one of those giant dumpster things that people have on their driveway. So you
Yeah.
fill it, then they come pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, because there's just so much shit we just need to toss. So let's just get, you know what I mean?
We need one of those too.
Yeah, it just like I was talking to him about like months ago about packing up the back of the car, running a couple loads to the dump, and I'm like, if we just do that, it's done in one shot.
Yeah.
And
You rent it for the month. You take your time to just throw everything in there for the month, and then it's gone in one shot.
The
Exactly.
only bad thing about that, and I don't know how much they are where you are, but they're like $400 plus
yeah,
for those. And that's the only reason we haven't gone.
I think though at the end of the day, it might just be worth it.
Yeah.
My friend's his mother-in-law passed away, and his sister-in-law is kind of like doing that. Want to go through every single piece of paper and be sentimental about it, where they're like, it's literally garbage. It's mail from 1984 that they have, like, it's just time to get rid of this stuff. Like,
Yep.
we're not going to go through every piece of paper, because she's like thinking it's going to take us 3 years to go through this house. They're like, no, it should not take us that long. We're not going to be sentimental about a broken vase that's covered in dust and, that you haven't looked at since you were 4 years old. Like, no, we've got to get rid of this. So,
Yeah.
like,
When-
understandably, there's some stuff that you are going to go through. Like,
Oh, of course, but in
stuff.
general,
yeah, no, not your garage that you haven't gotten into for 10 years because it's literally just packed with garbage. Like, no, it's just time to go through it and move on.
well,
Yeah,
that's the thing
my
for-
problem is all my old movie posters and stuff like that, and pictures that I had from whenever I had my own place. And I'm like, my living room was like Hollywood decor because I had all my
Oh, I
stuff
love
and
it.
other things. And I have a ton of like Bing Crosby like pictures and things like that and stuff. And it's like, I don't have a place to hang them, but I don't want to get rid of them at the same time. So it's like, what do I do with them?
I know. And the garage is packed to the gills with Dad's stuff. And I think right after he passed, you're in that state of like, don't throw anything out. You know what I
Right.
mean? But now it's been like 4 years, and you're kind of like, okay, he's clearly not going to be using these things anymore.
Right.
You know,
it's okay to go through and pick out the stuff you want to keep.
absolutely. Like I think
Yeah,
somebody's
but-
taking his set of golf clubs. Like
But holding
just
on
like
to
that.
his third grade report card isn't going to do anything. You know what I mean? It's like it's time to move on for some stuff.
when they were cleaning up the cottage, when my grandparents sold the cottage, and they had like a rafter area where they had boxes stored that literally had moved from like their old house and just were put up there in storage, right? And Dad took them down, and they're kind of very quickly looking through them. And my grandmother kept everything, every scrap of paper, every receipt. And Dad in the bottom found pictures of his father's funeral, like his father in the casket at his funeral.
Wow.
Dad's like, can we please get
Wow.
rid of these?
Right. Not his shining moment. Like, let's get rid
We
of them.
don't need to keep these.
Yeah.
But that's what people did back then.
Yeah.
Right? So
I collected a whole bunch like McDonald's toys. Like that was like the bad thing for me working at McDonald's, and like I have boxes and boxes like of McDonald's toys, and I'm like, eBay, here we go. Well, nice
Yeah.
shiny little, I've sold a few, but I'm like, I really at this point I don't need them before, and some of them aren't. Some of them are still in the plastic, and some aren't, because that's what I decorated to with like the McDonald's toys whenever.
my aunt did that too with the little Beanie Babies. She had them all up on. Yep.
When I was in my 20s, that was my decor.
Or you would have loved my dad, because when we were kids back in the 80s, when they had the really cool McDonald's toys in the 80s, Richard and I would get them, and then you'd keep going back and you'd get duplicates. So
Yes.
Dad would take the duplicates and he'd put them in this chest of drawers in the basement, like it was an empty chest of drawers. And if his friends came over with their kids and the kids were he'd be like, "Come down and pick a toy," and he'd open up this drawer and it'd be like full of the McDonald's toys.
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm like, I kind of wish we had kept some of them,
I have the Shrek glasses. I have
Nice.
some of them up here. I have more of them because I'm like, one of these days they're going to be worth something or whatever it is, but you can't sell them on eBay because there was something in them or something that is toxic or whatever. So I mean, but they make perfectly good decorations and don't have to drink
Right.
them. But yeah, so I have like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 of them, and I'm like, what am I going to do with these? And it's like, I don't really throw them away, but I mean, what else?
Right.
Unless I have a rummage sale in my backyard or whatever, which I can't because nobody's gonna come here. But I mean, I'm kind of stuck with them. So
I know, it's disappointing, eh?
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Purple Rain said she found it. The sale is from December 26th to the 31st, but they extended the sale for online.
Oh, okay.
And Barbara said, Year of the Goat here makes a lot of sense. I want to say thank you all for the cards this Christmas season. Made it so special. We are a really tight-knit group. Also, to my Secret Santa, love the yarn. Yes. I do love the group here.
100%.
Yeah. So many special people that always do a lot for everybody. Cajun just finished her book. Very nice.
Well done.
And Hannah said, just finished the manga I was reading. Going to switch to Ward D next. Tina said, didn't do much, but decided on what I'm going to read next. Espresso, Eggnog, and Evil X's by Harper Lynn.
I thought you were asking, what should you drink next? I'm like, I go with the espresso.
yeah, espresso or eggnog espresso.
Yeah.
There you go. And then Cav said, spent that reading sprint sorting out 2024 reading challenges. Next up are January readathons, if there are any.
There's the clean out your Kobo Kindle thingy.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like part of that challenge. So
I'm so behind on BookTube. I just watched Greg's announcement video.
There you go.
yeah,
And I
I
believe
don't know how I got in with that group because I
was
feel like
like-
the oddball is they like
I'm sorry,
all everything together, and then there's me.
there you go.
I'm watching it going, Storm's in the Yay, Storm! So happy for you.
Nice. And I believe PK is doing historical mysteries for January.
Yeah, so he has her
Oh.
history thing.
Yes.
And then if you are in Killing Time with Cozies, Melmac made up a little readathon for
Winter
January. She wants to do them for every month, like we want for January for everyone. Just go in and like one of the ones is always going to be read a book that starts with like a J or an F or whatever month it is.
Oh.
And then like since it's kind of a winter theme, so like read a winter book or whatever. She's got like 6 little prompts.
Yeah.
Kind of like the what is it? The Romance Readers Reading Challenge group on Goodreads. They would do every month a 12 prompt or 10 prompts.
Yeah, I think she's got 6.
There you go. Yeah.
That's all. No, 6 is. I will have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has its own little section on Killing Time with Cozies.
Merci. I shall check that out in the next sprint.
Cajun said, I forgot about needing food in the house. For when I came home, I got Zaxby's last night and extra for today. But of course, now I want something different. Not sure what is open though.
Oh, and I want to shout out Leandra from the TBR Zero. She's got her very first readathon called TBR-a-thon. So she went all out. I mean, she got
see that,
merch,
yes.
she's got everything, and she's got several different ways you can play. She's got a
Really?
bingo board, a board game, a scavenger hunt. I mean, she
That is
got a little
awesome.
excited. She got a little excited.
Well done.
It
I'm
happens.
going to I said I'm going to loosely participate and try to get a bingo out for her bingo board. That's
Nice. First, I got distracted from the German Bakery by book number 11 in the Robert Hunter series by Chris Carter. Not very Christmassy, but it's a great series, very gripping. Sometimes you need that.
Is it Chris Carter? Is it the X Files Chris Carter or a different Chris Carter? I'm just curious because I know he wrote books too. I think.
Does Marcus deliver for a very large tip? Yes, he would. Rose said, Merry Christmas, starting to cook dinner. I was about to say, wait, cook dinner? She's like way behind us, but obviously cooking dinner for later.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, bro. Do not mind me today.
Got to get all the goodies ready for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tim said made it to chapter 5. Very nice. PK, no reading that sprint. Took Kiao for a second walk. May have to do one more later. We'll have lunch in a bit, but really want to get to 5 golden rings and more crocheting. Lunch will be leftovers. That's good because it's very easy to put together.
Every time I hear that, I want to just sing 5 golden rings.
Me too. Me too. PK said they can turn on you in a second. Look at Rebecca Yaros. So hyped with Fourth Wing and kind of crashing on the sequel. Yep.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, if I write a book, I want it to be average. I want it to be people like it, but they don't love it. I just want it to be
It doesn't get hyped up, right?
I want you to like it. Just don't like it too much, okay?
Don't like it too much. Because everybody was so like fourth wing, and then I've only seen a small handful of people that like the second one. The
I haven't heard
one's like on everybody's most disappointed list of things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Same. Yeah. Sherry said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was watching the basketball game and wasn't watching the time. Sorry. No reason. We're just here hanging out. It's watching the game. Watch the game. That's fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
That's your Christmas. Watch the game."
Storm, you lived in Germany. How did I not know that? Before you answer this, Storm,
Mhm.
I have found that in your conversations with us, you have traveled all over the world.
Seriously, you're
So
like
why don't
this.
you tell us, not only
Seriously.
Germany, tell us how you've gone on all these trips all over the world.
Right?
Story
Well-
time, Christmas story time with Storm.
Story time with Storm.
Mhm.
Well, I went to Germany, but I was only there for a month, so I didn't live there technically. I
Only.
mean, kind of, but it was with school because I took German lessons in college,
Hmm.
and they were having a study abroad, like for summer school.
Okay.
And so there was like 4 of us and the teacher, and that's about all there was that went on to summer
That's
school.
awesome.
And it was interesting because we stayed in one school's dormitory, but we went to school in another. So we had to walk 3 miles every day to the school.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a big girl, and I was a big girl back then too. My teacher was like, "I'm so proud of you. You haven't complained. I had blisters on my feet. I said, I am in Germany. I'm not complaining because
Right?
there was this huge hill that was like this that I had to climb up every day.
Wow.
And I was a little because I was a picky eater, but I actually like German food, so that was good.
Mm.
And then we spent 3 weeks learning stuff and staying there and everything. And then 1 week we took and we traveled around Germany, and then we also went into Austria, and we hung out there for a bit. Went up into the mountains in Austria, and I said I have to do this for my friend and myself, and I was like, the hills.
You have to.
You'll never get to do it again, right?
Yeah, exactly. And my teacher was laughing because I was like, I had to do it. And so that's how that happened. I've been to Mexico, but I went with a friend who her kids were part Hispanic, and they wanted to take him to see extended family. And she's like, I don't want him to go by himself. And I don't know she didn't know like any like Spanish or anything. So he goes, I need an English speaker to come with me. Do you want to come with me?
Oh,
So,
wow.
so
Yes,
I
please.
went with her there, and they laughed at me quite a bit because they eat the fish with like the little head on it, and I'm like, and stuff. And
Excuse
I
me, do
would-
you have this in stick form?
Right?
and the tales of gold, because I mean it's a big culture shock because a lot of things were there, and some of the places we went like were real small, so they had outhouses and things like that and stuff. And this one was a small little outhouse, and so I'm telling them the story about. They're like, "How's everything going?" I'm like, "Oh, it's everything." I said, "But this is a tiny little outhouse and a big old lady trying to squeeze myself in there." And then they would spit out the Spanish, and stuff, and everybody be laughing. And I said, I gave them lots of joking stuff, but it was fun. I think we were there for a couple of weeks, maybe. Got lucky, and when this one place went, they hadn't had any rain for a long time, so they were all dressed out in this regal stuff and doing like Indian rain dance type things out there and stuff. So it was kind of fun to see.
That is cool.
And when I was in Germany, we did get to see like a Renaissance festival that was there at a big castle.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we've been to the Philippines to visit some of my dad's friends that he had met online.
Oh, okay.
And so we've been to Philippines twice. Once
Wow.
when he was still working, we could only stay for a week because he only had a week's vacation. And then once after he was retired, and we were there for like a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're gonna go that far, you want to go for a decent amount of time, I would say.
Yeah. Yes, and everything. And that's when I learned that in the Philippines, if it's your birthday, we get to pay for all the good stuff. They don't pay for it.
What?
I do not like that at
buy,
all.
you buy the food and supply the eats and stuff. So.
Oh, wow. It would never be my birthday if I was in the Philippines.
But they sure do know how to party because
You'd
they'll
leave just
bring
for your
stuff,
birthday
but,
week.
like you like buy the cake and you buy all this stuff.
Right? That's true. That's a valid point.
Mhm.
Very nice.
So
That
I
is
think
very
that's all-
cool,
I
Storm.
think that's all the places I've been. So.
Very nice. And yet another said, I got some old school papers from my grandma, and I think that's cool. And if that lady wants to go through every paper, she should be able to. Well, when you're trying to sell a house, you don't have that much time to go through stuff. So,
That's right.
I am lucky that I did go through some of the papers that I had in the other room because I thought I had lost my grandpa's certificate that said he fought in the World War II, and it was among the
Oh.
papers. So sometimes it's good to go through the papers.
yeah. Yeah. I just don't
If
feel
you've
like
got the time.
the flyers from Food Town, which has been closed for 15 years, you can throw those out now, like,
And I think you know what's good and what's not. Like there'll usually be a folder or stuff that's in a desk drawer. That's the stuff you're going to go to. But if it's like random piles of stuff on the floor with newspapers, that's different,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff like we had up here, it was when the tornado came through in 2008 and like demolished our 2 trailers that we had down there and ripped off the roof of this one and stuff. And basically it was all pack up what we can find and salvage. And it got put in this room, and it's been in this room forever. There's a bunch of crap in there because we just you just gathered up all kinds of stuff, and you've got wet and wrinkled papers from whatever. And it's like magazines and stuff like that. But it was in the magazines where I found Grandpa's thing, so I must have slipped it in there to keep it,
Just grab it.
from being, damaged or something. And so it got saved, and it didn't get damaged because it was in the middle of crinkled magazines. So that's why it's like, I guess you just never really can tell. So
True. That's just said, am I the only one that feels when I hit over 75%, I am almost through? New to ebooks. LOL.
Yeah.
I feel like when I see 80%, I'm like, all right, I'm like almost done. We're good.
I can get this done.
when I hit 50%, I'm like, downhill slide from here.
Right?
Right?
Unless you got one that's just really,
Yeah, wrong. Forget it. The agent said, one of the things my stepmother gave me after he passed away was my daddy's eyeglasses. I can't see out of them, but since I got my love of reading for him, I like having them. That's like a nice, cute little like knick-knack, I would say, but not really knick-knack.
I
Like
have
something to have displayed.
I have the weirdest potential knickknack. After
Uh-oh.
Dad passed away and mom had his coat, I went through the pockets and I found his lighter, his cigarette lighter. And it was a Bic. Like it wasn't anything special. I
Right.
still have it. I don't know why I have it, but I just at the time I'm like, we can't throw this out, right? And I
Mhm.
also have my aunt gave me, she was going through some old photographs and she found a picture. It's only about yay big. It's just a tiny little thing. And it's his passport photo from 1973 or something like that. And it sits in my wallet. So,
That's cool.
yeah. The
You
passport
can
photo.
attach like a sentiment to just about anything. So yeah, some people have
Yeah.
some really weird.
My
strange
father
things.
smoked. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing, but that's what he did. And that's what you know what I mean?
I get
It is
that.
what it is.
Oh, I get that. Actually, really quick, so when we were little kids, there was the glowworms were like a show that-
Yes.
and
I
so
used
my
to have one of those.
so my grandmother had one for each of us, and she kept them above one of her windows, like on like the valance or whatever thing.
Okay.
And so she kept them in there for us so we wouldn't lose them and they wouldn't get thrown out or whatever. And then when my grandmother passed away and they moved out of that house, I saw them and I grabbed all three of them. And now I keep them above like one of my walkways in my bedroom. And each time my brother and sister had first came in here and saw them, they were like, oh, "You have them!" So it was like such like a happy moment. And I'm like, "Yes," and they're all staying together and they're going to stay up there. We're not moving.
Yes. No touchy.
Yeah, exactly. Tina said, "Leandra, the TBR Zero is doing a TBR-a-thon, and Tangible Reads is doing boot camp readathon." That's right. Yes, she is. So it's like you're kind of working out and doing books
Ooh,
too.
I can get into that.
Yeah. That's
And you
funny,
said you're
Tina,
eating
because
chocolate?
I didn't even see Tina mention her. It came to me because I was like, wait, that's in my like January TBR thing. Because I was like, here's
There
something.
you go. Esther said, "Just rereading my post sounds like I've been in the eggnog." You're good.
We understood you, Esther.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Oh,
it's X-Files Chris Carter.
Awesome.
Cajun said, "Oh, now I want eggnog."
Not me.
We had our own fake eggnog when we were little, which my aunt just told us actually last night was just ice cream and rum mixed together. That, they gave us as children because, it was
As you did back then.
right. So my brother's like, that's going to be his tradition is to bring that back in the future.
It might taste better than eggnog.
Right, it's an eggnog, right? Exactly. Like,
Well, at least after the first glass or so, you won't remember anyway.
right.
I've seen like some like shorts or whatever where like mothers and stuff like their kids want the coffee, the fancy coffee like they have or whatever. So they put like milk in there and like make it, and stuff, put a little flavoring in it or whatever and give it to them and they think they've got coffee too.
It makes them feel grown up and fancy.
It's like whatever you got to do to make them be like, I want you what you have.
Me and my sister talk about all the times we got drunk off drinking grape high C, out of like the fancy glasses, because that's how you got drunk when you were a little kid, out of the fancy glasses.
Yeah, because that's what it was, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Rose said, "Storm, I was excited for the TBR-a-thon and a few others, but decided I wanted to take it easy in January." There you go.
Yeah, same.
Makes sense.
Well, that's why I said I was going to loosely participate because I'm like, hopefully the books that I read will make me a bingo. I think I can get a blue. The B is blue, so I'm like, I'm going to try to get a blue bingo.
Oh, nice. I'll have to look
like,
that up.
Like one of the ones on that was like a buddy read. Well, me and Sherry were buddy reading the Moonstone. And if you still want to do, I did mention you, Sarah. I didn't know if you still wanted to do the Moonstone.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I have the Haunted by Heather Graham for me and Barb. And then we're going to finish the Bill Hodges trilogy.
I'm planning my TBR for next year.
Right.
But yeah, so we have I said, let's just finish that trilogy and get it over with. Told Barb, and she's like, okay.
There you go.
But yeah, so I'm like, hopefully, like a lot of those will like fit in for my bingos. But I mean, if I hit a bingo, I do. If not, I'm like, but I just wanted to mention her on my, so that she's on. I think she's almost to 1,000 subscribers. So.
Nice.
Great. Anna said, "I'm going to make lunch in a bit. Cheese, grits, French toast, bake, and pierogies."
Oh.
That's what I just had last night, pierogies. Rose said, it's 11 a.m. here, but getting picked up at 2:30, so I need to have everything done. Putting in the meatloaf in the crock pot to stay warm. That sounds yummy. And Britta said, oops, sorry, it isn't the X-Files, Chris Carter. I thought so, but I was wrong there.
I mean, it's a popular name. I was just curious.
Yeah. Agent said to Esther, some ebooks count all the extras at the end in the book percentage. So sometimes 75% really is just about done with the actual book. Not all do it that way, but
it drives me crazy when I'm like, oh, I'm like 90%, but I just can't keep my eyes open. So you put it down and then you pick it up the next day and it's
And
like
you're
2 pages and you're done. And I was like, are you kidding me?
right. You're like, I could have done that. Yeah.
And I find that mostly with KU books. Like I hate to say it, but some authors stuff the end just to get pages read.
Yeah. Nope, that's very true. Very true. PK said, unless there's money or a winning lottery ticket in the newspapers. That's true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think you have to claim a lottery ticket within so much time. So if you find it in a newspaper from 1967, you're already way too late.
True. True. Like I did when my great aunts, they sold their house and we had gotten like it's an antique now, but it was a custom made dresser for them.
Ooh.
And inside in one of them, there was a bunch of newspaper clippings, but it was all like World War II related and President Kennedy gets shot and this and that. So then I started adding some stuff to it, like for September 11th, like I added newspapers to that too, and just keep it going in like the bottom drawer type of thing. So
when we saw my cousin this summer, my aunt gave him the thing that my grandma always had. And my cousin was in the newspaper actually on Christmas Day when he was like 5. He had gotten a new toboggan and the newspaper had come out to see the kids. And it was a whole picture of my cousin on this toboggan going down the hill saying, oh, Santa brought blah, blah, blah. So my grandmother had kept it all this time. My cousin's now 50 something.
Oh, wow.
So she gave it to, my aunt gave it to him, said, grandma would have definitely wanted you to have this, right? So, but that's something cool,
Yeah. It also sounds like a very Canadian Christmas story right there.
Right? A toboggan, yeah.
we don't do sleds and toboggans. We do truck like
rims.
hoods.
Okay.
Garbage bag.
we had an old truck hood and we all get on top of that and whoosh.
Well, I've seen also like the top of garbage cans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen recently this commercial where it's the 2 old ladies sitting on a bench and a third old lady comes over and she bought these like cushions on Amazon so they could each put a cushion inside the sled so they could still go sledding but feel comfortable.
Adorable.
It was so cute.
I'll have to look at it.
One year when it rained and so then it froze and it rained and froze and so it was just, and you try to drive through there and when it gets slushy and it was just getting really bad driveway because we're out in the boonies. And so my dad hooked up the truck hood to the back of his truck and me and my mom got on it and he drove us up and down that trying to smooth out the
Nice.
Yeah, perfect. Nice.
Now that's how us rednecks do things, okay?
Oh, that's fine. That works.
It was so much fun. We were having a blast.
We used to go tobogganing or sledding all the time because there was this great hill by my grandmother's house. But in the summer, we had a boat that had a whatever motor on it, and we had one of those round that you sit in and you hold on and you get dragged behind the boat. My father, who was an evil person, would drive and get the wake, and then he would turn so you'd go back over the wake, and there'd be my brother flying off the end.
My favorite snow and sledding story would have to be when I was only about 3 or 4, but I can remember a little bit of it, not a whole lot. But we had a dog named Buddy, and he was a big Saint Bernard. Mm-hmm. We had one of those little round sleds that had little handles on it, and my dad tied a rope on it and tied it to Buddy, and he would walk around with the rope and everything, and he would take us around sledding or whatever. And my mom forgot that we were doing such a thing, and she threw scraps out. And Buddy was like one of those that likes to get to the scraps before it hits the ground. And I'm on it, and I'm just little. And he took off because he's seen that and buried my dad in the head first in the snow because he was trying to hold on to the rope. He
Oh,
finally
that's
let
hilarious.
go, and I thought that was the best sled ride of my life. It was so fun
No
and
doubt.
everything. And my dad comes walking down there, and he's got snow all over them, and my mom's going, "I'm sorry."
It was like there was fun for everybody but your dad in that story.
Yep. And she was laughing so hard, but she's like, "Sorry." It was
That's
like, yeah,
funny.
he's
We actually here, now this is going to sound very whatever, but we actually got skiing lessons here in school. It was an elective that you could do because we're close to a couple of ski
Yeah.
hills, and I use the term loosely. So we went for the first time, and I got there, and I went down the bunny hill. I'm like, that's cool. And they're like, okay, now you just go back up, and I'm like, you got to walk all the way back up and do it again. I'm like, no, I'm done. I went into
that's
the
it.
lodge, and I never skied again.
That's it.
This was too much
I
like
tried-
exercise.
I tried to learn how to ski once. My friends took. There was a place. I think it was around an hour or so away to get there, but they did the fake snow on the mountain type
Yes.
thing or whatever. And so we went there. That was just as cold as being out in because I about froze my butt off. But the guy was. We got like a 30-minute ski lesson or whatever, and the guy tried and tried and tried. He even tried extra. And I could not stand up on those things for nothing.
Mm-mm.
And he goes, "Do you know how to skate?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, come back when you learn how to skate. I'll teach you to ski." So that was the end of my skiing because I don't know how to skate. So
That's funny. That's funny. PK said there was a great Canadian TV show called Motive that started with Who Done It, and the show goes through until the why. The show was clerk killing 3 people to find out the winning lottery ticket, she said.
Oh, I don't remember that show.
All right. Purple Rain said,
That's
isn't
the way I wanna
Powerball
keep
at, right? Isn't Powerball at like 640 something million? Wish it were me.
I'm really wishing I had an extra couple bucks because I'd send Dad to the store.
It's how much?
640 million something.
And they're having a special Christmas lottery today, so they're going to do the lottery today or whatever. And
Oh, okay.
I'm
But
like,
there's only, I mean, yes, but you're only actually getting what, 40%, 50%?
I don't care. You know what? 40% of
Right, yeah, $320 million. Boo-hoo, I'll take it, you know?
Yeah, true enough. That's why
we'll
our
send the
lotteries are
tickets
so much
to you,
lower.
and you can be like, "I went too. Like, can I get the whole thing?"
That's what Garrett and I always laugh about because it's like, oh, whatever's up to 5 million. He's like, oh, it hardly seems worth it.
I remember whatever it was, like you could only get, like without having to pay taxes or something, I think it was like right under 10,000. And when I worked a couple places where I had to run the lottery machine, and there was a guy who played it like whatever straight in box, whatever amount of times, and it came in at like $9,000, so just under where you'd have to declare the taxes, and he won it 20 different times.
You're
And
kidding.
because it's on each separate ticket, you don't have to pay. That's considered a separate one for each one.
Well done.
He had won like almost like whatever, it was like almost $100,000, and he got away with not having to pay anything because it was like
Now
just
that's the way to play it
fabulous.
right there.
yeah. Sherry said, I'm not going to go out of my way to participate in many readathons next year, but if I read a book that fits, I'll put it in. I feel very much the same way.
Sherry, I was wanting to ask you, how have you done with your reading your series this year? And are you going to allow yourself to like start more series next year? Because I know you had this whole, I'm not starting any new series until you knock some series off. So I was wondering, like, that was her big goal for the year. So.
Mm-hmm. Greta said, sorry for the double messages. The chat is playing tricks on me. It happens all the time.
No worries.
Sherry said, speaking of Bill Hodges' trilogy, his book Holly was a bit of a disappointment. I was
Don't tell me
always generous with my rating. I found it actually a bit boring.
We're going to buddy read that too later. Don't tell me that.
I mean, I loved it, and it was fantastic. That was what message? I think you sent it to me, Storm, when you said about the Stranger books. You're like, yeah, I read it. It was okay. I'm like, well, this now.
The 5 Total Strangers.
5 Total Strangers. That was it. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
it.
I said it was okay. It wasn't the dud. It was okay.
I just laughed when I saw that.
Yeah.
So we used to use TV trays the few times it snowed. That would be another one.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be another one. Cajun said we don't get enough snow to sled or make snowman or anything, but when it does, we are too freaked out to leave.
Just picturing them going,
Well, it's like, do you even have winter apparel for that cold? Because it's like you have
Very
to,
true.
get
no,
all
to
your
be
bundles
fair,
on.
and that's a legitimate concern, right? Like,
Yeah, if you don't have it, you don't have it.
no.
Well, when we were in the Philippines, it was 70 degrees and they were freezing, and I were like, "Are you kidding me? This is nice weather."
We were in the car this morning and I was like freezing. I was like cranking the heat in the car. Garrett goes, "It's +4." And I'm like, "It's cold." He goes, "Oh yes, that's right. It's winter +4, not
Right.
spring +4, which is something completely. Oh
Totally
my god, it's gone up to +4."
It's totally that is the way it is, because it's like,
Yep.
it's a crazy how 40 degrees can feel so like cold in the wintertime and hot. Or
I know.
whatever.
It's your body becomes acclimated, right?
Yeah, and then it's a totally different temperature. Yes. PK
for
said
sure.
Montana Millionaire gets drawn tomorrow. 3 chances of $1 million. I have 2 tickets.
Montana Millionaire is like, I'm pretty sure that's a romance novel that I've read.
Right. Good luck to you,
Montana
Montana.
Millionaire.
Right.
The Montana Millionaire meets his match or something.
Guarantee you that's pretty much a presents title right there.
She agent said, haha, the main character in my book has a bakery next door to a cheese shop, and they are friends, except for a 2-year stint where there was a misunderstanding about crackers and whose domain they were.
Well,
that's very, very accurate for a cozy.
The one that I'm reading, at first when I read that I'm like, I don't know if I'm really in the mood for something spicy, like, you know what I mean? But then I kept reading. I thought I'll get through the first chapter. So she catches the boyfriend cheating. So she starts chucking all of the Christmas presents out the 3rd story window of their apartment. All the stuff that they bought his family, the very expensive bottle of wine and this and that.
Oh.
And then the scene is you hear this ouch from down, and she leans over and it's the postman. And he's like, "What are you doing?" She says, "I just caught my scumbag boyfriend getting blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Carry on." I'm like, all right, this is going to be good. I'm going to keep reading.
And it's like, is he going to be the love interest?
Yeah.
You're the one that chucked the bottle at me.
Yeah.
There you go. Annie said, at Kim in California, we would drive up to the mountains to go sledding twice a year and just used flattened cardboard boxes. They were also so slippery when we spun around.
Oh, yeah.
And so I remember your cousins using cardboard boxes. Yes.
I was going to say, like, they're big, gigantic refrigerator boxes and stuff. They make really good sleds. Yeah.
When in a pinch.
There you go. Julie said, Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm still reading Brittany's memoir. Merry Christmas, Julie. I figure we are at a good stopping point for this one. Let's read to 15 after.
Okay.
So we still get like a half hour of reading
I
it.
don't have to do anything. I can read.
Good. I want you to finish your book, Storm.
There you go. Christmas, make another Christmas miracle. Come on.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
How did you guys do?
I got to 96%, so almost.
Ooh, nice. You're there.
They are confronting the bad person.
Sorry, I'm chewing on a gummy bear. I did not get any reading done. I've been stitching.
Nice.
What are you stitching?
It's no way you're going to be able to see what it is. But it's, the pattern's called
Flower?
Year Goddess. So
I was gonna say it looked like a little sunflower or something.
yeah, it's a sunflower on her dress. So it's a big piece as usual.
And I know I said I was going to go to 4, but my brother did call and say he's going to be coming over a little after 3:30 because he knew we were going to have ham today.
Oh,
So conveniently, he needs to stop by. So I know what that means. So,
Of course.
yeah,
how is it all, my dear?
right. I'm like conveniently, if we were having bologna sandwiches, you wouldn't have time to stop by.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Sounds like my dad. If he knew, if you were close by and you were having ham, he'd be stopping by too.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm just going to hang out for a bit. I'm like, sure. Okay. Conveniently.
Yeah, exactly.
So I figured, yeah, we would just wrap up comments and then,
Yeah,
I get ready.
Perfect. Works out perfectly.
I figured. And I'm still into Never Lie, which I'm really enjoying.
Excellent.
Sherry said, I finished or caught up on 38 series from that list, and I'm allowing myself to start at least that many, but no more than 50.
Yay.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah, that is a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Esther said, I wanted to tell you all how much I have loved the 2 days of sprints. It's made my Christmas. I have laughed and laughed. Thank you all so much. Oh, I'm so glad. That was the point. Thank you. Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out.
Yeah.
And Alice and Wonder said, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you as well. And Emily said, this has been a great way to spend a Christmas afternoon. I have enjoyed the last 2 days of sprints and community. The bookish community is amazing. I agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Christine said, happy 5th day of Yuletide, sharing golden rings with the like button.
Nice. I'm going to miss these holiday ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so sad. Notification did not work again. I'm reading How to Lose a Guy Before Christmas by AJ Pine. A little spicy and a little funny. I enjoyed that one.
Excellent. That's cool.
Another on page 108 of The Cat Who Saves Books. It's a middle grade, I think. Didn't know till I started on it last night. Got it from Thrift Books. Definitely for book lovers.
Oh, awesome.
And Kay just said, I agree. This has been a lovely way to spend a Christmas afternoon. I agree. I
Mhm.
agree for sure. For sure. And Nadine said, sadly, my book isn't getting read. I spent time talking to my sister. She's in Chicago. I'm in Arizona. And I just had to pick up my January scavenger hunt books.
Ooh, excellent.
Yeah, so sometimes it's not about the reading. It's about getting other stuff done, too.
Book organization.
Exactly. Kaden said, got to 33% in An Old-Fashioned Christmas Murder, The German Bakery #1.
Excellent.
Kim got to chapter 11. And PK said, thanks again for sprints. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Same to you. Same to everyone.
Mhm.
Christine, going to work on some more bookmarks and ornaments while listening this afternoon.
Excellent.
That's
plan.
another great way to pass time. You know, you're getting your crafts done. You're listening to your books.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now my brother's going to come over and just be goofy, you know. But I like
Oh,
that.
it's nice to see family.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for hosting sprints today. You're welcome. Thank you guys for coming to hang out.
Absolutely.
So I think with that, we are at the end of the comments. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up now. Everybody can go get on with the rest of their day too. So
Finish my book.
Yeah, yeah. I want a full report, Storm.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't turn the page and then it's done. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you're just-
I know, right?
And go eat all your food. My brother used to do that when he lived closer. Yeah. My brother also conveniently has to stop over to use the bathroom every once in a while too.
Oh.
I was in the vicinity and I needed to go.
That's exactly.
Yeah, right? There's a
You all
Dunkin'
know you have
Donuts
a
around the
brother.
corner.
Exactly. So anyway, I want to thank you guys, everybody in the chat, and you guys for coming to sprint along too. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas
Yes.
and enjoy the rest of your days. And we will pick back up. I guess, PK, we're picking back up business as usual tomorrow with sprints at night. Let me know. But yeah, that's it. I just hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be back to things tomorrow.
Yes.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, PK. So yes, for tomorrow.